Cow, Senior Advisor for Polaris National Security and retired Navy Special Operations Captain. Hung, great to see you as always. Are you buying Xi's line that he just wants to be peacemaker, or is this really part of his chess game, another move in this chess game to displace America on the world stage?
Oh, you're absolutely right, Todd. Thank you for having me, and good morning, Ashley. No, I mean, they're frenemies, right? The Russians and the Chinese are frenemies, and the Russians had taken off all their frontline troops off of China a year and a half ago to prepare for this. And it behooves the Chinese to elongate this war because it takes the pressure off of them. I mean, it's the law of thermodynamics, right? The heat on you equals heat off of me.
What do you make about the timing of this meeting? Because he's supposed to be meeting with Zelensky after this. So what do you think about that?
Oh, I would not trust anything the Chinese are doing. I mean, look at what they're doing to our country, right? They flew a balloon over us. They also had 300,000 students in our universities to take away all of our research in both defense and industry. They've have 80 million balloons in our houses with TikTok. They brought in all this fentanyl through our southern border, and it's also they have all of our DNA from 23andMe. So I would not trust anything the Chinese are doing.
In this quote-unquote peacemaking meeting, do you expect Vladimir Putin to walk away with a whole lot more Chinese weapons?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what they depend on right now. It allows them to really put their stake into Ukraine. And for us, what do we do as a country? I mean, we decrease our number of ships by 2, and then we say the climate is the biggest enemy.
So Putin's foreign policy advisor said the talks between Xi and Putin would make new approaches to the fighting in Ukraine. What do you think they mean by that, new approaches?
I mean, they're just planning out their strategy. What is their ultimate goal is to destroy the United States. The Chinese have a 100-year marathon to replace the United States as the world superpower, and they're well ahead of schedule. And so they're just strategizing right now.
But, Hung, would she be this bold if the last 2 years of the Biden foreign policy had not been carried out like it did?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, if it was another president, then absolutely he would not be doing all these, and neither would Putin. But we have to look at their ultimate goal, which is to replace the United States as the world superpower.
So there are reports that President Biden says he's going to make a phone call to Xi soon. Do you think that call should be sooner than later? And do you think it should be more than a call? It should be more of him going to visit with him in person? Would that de-escalate anything?
To be honest with you, I don't trust anything the Biden administration is doing right now. I mean, we saw how compromised the entire Biden family is. They've gotten a lot of money from China. And so any move over there would be just to line their pockets.
You heard John Kirby there in the soundbite right before we came to you say he understands that this is all an attempt by China to replace us in a new world order. But do you think Joe Biden firmly understands the threats to America's position atop the world hierarchy?
No, I mean, just look at their strategy. I mean, even their national cybersecurity strategy is all lined up with a lot of the woke ideology. The Secretary of the Navy said that, you know, the climate was the biggest enemy of the United States. I mean, we have to. They say one thing, but also what they're doing tells us another story.
So obviously, when the people of Ukraine and anyone who is involved in this conflict against Russia, when they hear of a meeting like this, they're going to be a little nervous, to say the least. But what do you think the rest of the world, especially the U.S., should be thinking right now? Should they be worried?
Oh, absolutely. All it does, like I said, is strengthen up what the alliance between Russia and China. We need to be wary about what the communists do. I mean, I'm telling you right now that everybody thinks socialism is this nice, fun thing. But, you know, as someone who escaped from communism myself, I'm telling you right now that the communists will stop at nothing to get power. We just saw a bunch of billionaires disappear, like Bao Fen. You know, he just told his people, hey, you know, be bold, and all of a sudden he disappears. Jack Ma disappeared for a little bit. A lot of millionaires disappear when they don't agree with Xi Jinping.
That's a good segue to this next topic. North Korea now telling Their country, Kim Jong-un telling his country to prepare to launch a nuclear attack on the U.S. and South Korea to, quote, deter war. Kim Jong-un saying the following: the nuclear force of the DPRK will strongly deter, control, and manage the enemy's reckless moves and provocations with its high war readiness and carry out its important mission without hesitation in case of any unwanted situation. Look, we've seen North Korea in the past. When the world's attention goes somewhere else, they're always like, hey, look at us. But do you view this as typical North Korean bluster, or is this a real threat, Hung?
Oh, it's absolutely. We didn't even worry about North Korea and Iran. I mean, these are proxies of China and Russia, right? They're their little brother who do their bidding. And so, you know, anything that the Koreans are doing, again, takes attention off of what China is doing to the South China Sea. And anything the Iranians are doing is going to take away from what the Russians are doing. So we need to be really worried about all four actors.
Yeah, I mean, look at what happened in Afghanistan and then what followed, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and then what followed that. Now we're starting to see these Chinese spy crafts over the U.S., and now we've got Kim Jong-un. So everyone has called this, that our adversaries, they're seeing our weakness. Do you think this is a direct link to the Biden administration and their lack of aggression toward all of these issues?
Absolutely. I mean, there's four things, right? I mean, everybody thinks there's only fight and flight, but there's fight, flight, posture, which the last administration was very good at doing, or there's submit. And every turn, Joe Biden rolls over and shows his belly to Putin and Xi Jinping.
Hung Kao, thanks for getting up with us here on a Monday morning. Great insight. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.